Hi, welcome to my talk on content creators, big content creators, and punching down. Uh, I guess to start off, we should probably go over what punching down is. So, punching down is when someone of a higher status, either social or influence, engages with someone lesser than, in a negative way, engages with someone lesser than, or inferior to, or a smaller rank, or lower status, or less influence. Now, this kind of happens really often with streaming because, well, particularly with the top content creators, because, they have massive influence and a massive audience. And then you've got someone in their stream or their chat, often a troll or someone that's angered them in some way with their comment. And what streamers tend to do is sort of go off on them. We've had a few instances where this has happened, and I've got some examples in this video. And I kind of wanted to discuss, a lot of this is my opinion. I also want to say as well that I am not in any way have any qualifications as a psychologist or any of that stuff. It is just purely my opinion and observations about what streamers do when, I guess a similar thing would be in comedy, where, when you're doing a comedy set, you might have hecklers, and this is sort of how they deal with them. But I kind of want to discuss why I don't think it's a good thing, and also why fundamentally it could be harmful. It could be harmful. So we've gone through the definition of what punching down is. Let's get the notepad out here. Yeah, this is totally a rip-off of Devon Nash. Devon Nash and a notepad. Right, so we've kind of gone over what punching down is. So why do big streamers do it? Why do big streamers do it? So I guess the main reason why big streamers do it is to regain dominance and control. So if you're doing a stream and you've got a troll in here kind of harboring for attention or doing something in the game to irritate you, you kind of enter your fight or flight response, and it is similar to dealing with a heckler. So what they do is they can quickly kind of put that person down, which shuts them up, and then you could kind of get on with your gameplay. Oh, where it's potentially harmful is, yes, it could be like a 12-year-old or an elderly person or a woman or a man, or you don't really know who's at the end of that comment. So you going on a rage at them to kind of put them in their place and regain kind of dominance and control is kind of at the expense of the unknown. Because, for all you know, that person could be well-adjusted and be fine. But, the people that troll or feel the need to troll, often, I'd say probably a higher probability is that person may have emotional issues, or maybe have other extraneous stuff going on why they feel the need to do this. So they might not be well adjusted. And then I guess the kind of caveat that comes with that is if they're not well adjusted, or, if they're, can't really take that criticism. You could argue then, don't be in my stream, don't say these things, don't troll. But, the impact of what you say can have on them is a sort of unknown. And I think a lot of streamers that do this sort of punching down potentially could end up in a sticky situation further down the line. Because, say little Timmy gets on their mum's iPad and, writes a bunch of hateful stuff or stuff to rile you up or trolls you in a game. And, you tell little Timmy, to, F off and, whatever. And then, little Timmy kills himself. To an extent, you could say, well, little Timmy had psychological issues beforehand, that what you say may have had an impact or may not have had an impact, but, it's a very, very muddy area. And I feel, as a public figure, if you're a streamer, and even comedians as well. I mean, we run into a lot of this kind of punching down, and that you should never punch down in comedy, and you should always try and punch up or in the middle. There are comedians that do punch down, but those comedians that manage to do it successfully are like masters of the craft. And I know, you know, streamers kind of have this back and forth with their chat, and you know, it is a form of entertainment, and some streamers are comedians. I mean, for example, you got, you know, Ludwig, which is he's a freaking like improv comedy genius. But a lot of the time, it is sort of that fight or flight response, and they're quick jabbing back, and you know, you don't know what damage that can have. And often, the jibe back is often surrounded by either money, success, or what they perceive as success, so money. One of the examples here I've used is King Gothalion, who, you know, I don't want to send any hate with this video as well. King Gothalion did apologize after this video on Twitter, and then he deleted the tweet later on. I don't know what went down there, but he did apologize afterwards, and said that, you know, I got very heated, and, you know, that's not okay.
I mean, we might be able to. Yeah, being pushed to center gate, take the now.
Now there's
just hold the point. All boots on ground. All boots.
Hey, Gaffa, I know you're watching a stream, man. Just want to let you know that I make more in a month than you'll make in 4 years. Loser.
And you know, like personally for me, like King Gothalion is one of my favorite streamers. Like, I used to watch their Destiny streams back in the day, and it's a great inspiration for me. So when I see this happen, I don't know, I feel like an aunt that's just sort of disappointed. You know, it does kind of like stem that kind of disappointment in me of, you know, you don't know who that person is or what they're going through, and what you say, particularly if they're in your stream already, which means that they have a connection with you, or that they want to have a connection with you, and they want your attention, and they want your adoration, they want these things, and they're going about it in a negative way. But, you know, if you have someone that you really, really look up to, kind of trash talk you and you know, kind of flex on you, it can be disheartening. And I think a simple solution, would be either to just ban them, which isn't always achievable, particularly if you just know that they're watching, or you don't know, like, their username or whatever. You could just ban them, straight up ban them, or don't give them the attention that they crave, which is to sort of, you know, beat down on them and stuff, which could have negative consequences. So, I don't know, I feel like, particularly big streamers, they just need to do better. Like, it's not, I get it if you're doing like a 20 or 10-hour stream, and you know, you've got someone that's been ragging you all day, and you've just had enough, you've reached your limit. I understand that ultimately streamers are human as well, but I feel like you can either, if you can remove it from your space, because your stream is your stream, your space, your dominance, your space. If it's having a negative impact on you and your stream, then, you know, you can remove it from your space, or find a better way to nullify them than, you know, putting them down. I mean, another example here, you've got Ninja. Again, amazing streamer. Like, no shade at Ninja, but and I understand his frustration as well, because in this particular clip, the individual in the clip is sort of is on their team and is like calling out shots for the other team, and it is basically kind of ruining the game. And it's a ranked match, which means, you know, it matters. And in that moment, you know, it matters to Ninja, and it doesn't matter to him. But then it gets really, really muddy when we get into money and status and all this other stuff. And, so your pro team then, and, you know, it's just sort of really toxic.
Polo, shut up. Stop fucking talking to the enemy team.
Cover going out.
Shot it.
Well, you're not gonna put a shot up, right?
Oh my, I can
It's
tell
a
you.
rank map.
Oh my
I don't
god.
give what your network is. I don't give a who you are. I'm not gonna tell somebody to shut the fuck up.
How about I tell you to shut the fuck up and stop playing this game because you are fucking awful
You're
at
talking
it.
to a 17-year-old.
I don't care. I don't care if you're 12.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Shut the fuck up, man.
Oh my god, dude. How are you still radiant, bro? You're 2 and like you're literally bottom frag on right now.
I don't know how I'm still radiant.
Every
I don't
game.
know. It's ranked.
Oh, okay. So how's your how's your pro team doing that? How's your pro team doing that? How you don't? Oh, you don't. Oh, so you don't. Okay, so you don't. Okay, so you don't care about ranked, and you won't care about professionally competing. So what do you care about?
Holy shit.
What do you care about, bro? Do you take anything serious? Yo, get fucking shit on again. By the way,
hey,
again, you getting shit on again. One tap again.
Just sitting in my ear all game.
Again, you get fucking dog. You're awful. I stand by the shit that I was saying about this kid, though, man. Like, first off, Polo. I mean, it's I don't care if it's you guys. You guys know how I stand about when it comes to matchmaking games or any game. If you're playing a competitive game or ranked game, anything that has some sort of ranking system, and your excuse ever at any point is relax, it's just ranked, like you're just a piece of shit.
And again, I just feel this sort of feeling of disappointment, really, because not only is it the impact that you have on that individual that is a sort of unknown, but also your entire audience see that behavior. And, you know, you could have impressionable people in your audience. And I'm not saying necessarily young, because, I mean, King Gothalion's a mature audience, I know for sure. And Ninja's kind of muddy at the moment. I'm not sure if he's, because he went brand friendly, and now I'm unsure where he's at. But, you know, I just feel that it's also having an impression on all the people in their chat, basically. So someone could see that and be like, oh, well, it's okay to do that. You know, well, my hero is doing that, so that's okay. And, you know, these people have a massive influence, and they are role models. You know, whether you want to be or not, you're a role model. So you have some responsibility to hold yourself to a higher standard, which can be really, really difficult. And I kind of understand where these slips happen. But, you know, they really need to stop, or they need to start holding streamers accountable for those reactions. Another example, I haven't got the clip. I've got the apology afterwards by the stream, but that's because they basically lost their sponsor deals and other stuff, you know, because of what they said. You know, they basically told the kid to go kill himself, which is not okay. And then they immediately afterwards they apologized.
That was a COD reference. Holy shit. That was a Freudian slip. Don't do that. I apologize. I should not say that. That was bad. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That was a fucking COD line I heard last night. I'm not gonna lie. No. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. I don't mean that. Some kid said that to me in COD last night. That's the first thing that came to mind. That's my bad. That's my fault. No. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. As someone who has been in a situation like that before, where you're questioning everything, it's not okay to say. So I apologize for that. That's my fault. I actually feel bad about that. That's my fault. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. So Amza, whatever your name was, my bad, bro. My bad. That's too far. My bad.
Immediately afterwards, they apologized. But by then, the sort of damage was done. And yeah, basically, you can't say stuff like that on the internet. Like, you know, it's all fun and jokes, and you know, you get the chat to laugh with you at that person, but it's always at someone's expense. And that's not okay either. And, you know, in all truth, I think that there are a lot of streamers out there with blood on their hands. It's, you know, not even figuratively, like actual blood, because, you know, it just takes the wrong person to say that to, for, you know, it to go horribly wrong. And the harsh thing is that they may never even know, you know. They may not know that what they said caused little Timmy to go commit Harry Carey, you know. So, yeah, I guess the main point is I understand why streamers do it. You know, when it gets heated in the game, or, you know, if they've been trolling you for weeks or months or the entire stream, and you haven't been able to eradicate them from your space, it gets heated, you have a hot moment where you're just like, well, just I understand that rage, but particularly big content creators, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard, and you know what you say has an effect on people, and your influence has an effect on people as well. And if you don't think that that's a thing or a thing that you should be worried about, then you know you should take all the money that you earn from streaming, which essentially is influence. I mean, sponsors sponsor you because of your influence. You know, you get your subs and all that other stuff because of your influence and impact on them. So, you know, take all that money and give it back, basically, if you don't want a responsibility of holding yourself to a higher standard. So, yeah, I guess my advice is punch up, which I'm kind of doing in this video because King Gothalion and Ninja have a wider audience than me. Much wider audience. Also, by the way, I stream on Twitch. If you want to discuss it more, I stream on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Galini. I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday sometimes, if I can be bothered. Most of the time. Yeah, most of the time. I stream like Saturday. If you want to discuss it more, we can have a chat over there. But yeah, I don't think punching down's a good thing. I think we need to eradicate it from the space. People say that the internet is toxic, but ultimately, you know, who controls the internet? The people. So if we try and do better, if we try and hold ourselves to a higher standard, and, you know, either try and, I mean, you could be inventive with it if you want to be. It's just these jibes down are not the solution. Because it's a solution for a little while. You get dominance, you get your dominance back, you get control back, you get to make someone that was, you know, annoying you, get to make them feel small. But I'm telling you now, it's going to come back to bite you hard. And already people are kind of suffering the consequences of their actions and behavior within the gaming space. And it's going to cost you sponsorships and brand deals. So what I would do is, if you're not punching in the middle and you're not punching up, just move on.